Hi everyone, my name is Claudia Skinner and I chose to research Dr. Matthew Tincani. In this biography presentation, I will take you through an introduction of Dr. Tincani, some of his work, a summary, and an interview with him, as well as why his work is important. Let's start by hearing from Dr. Tincani himself.
Greetings. Welcome, students, here to Temple University in the College of Education and Human Development. My name is Matt Tincani. I'm a faculty member here in Special Education and Applied Behavior Analysis. I'm also chairperson of the Department of Teaching and Learning. I can't believe it, but this is my 12th year here at Temple University as a faculty member. The reason I came to Temple was because way back in the day, in 1998, I graduated with my master's degree in applied behavior analysis. I had a great experience here as a student at Temple, and I jumped at the opportunity to come back. I know that these are strange times.
Dr. Tincani has been in the field for over 20 years. In 2000, he received his BCBA certification. He has collaborated and published dozens of articles, books, and book chapters. His research and interests include individuals with disabilities, autism spectrum disorder and intellectual disabilities, special education, behavioral science and applied behavior analysis, the use of positive behavior support, use of augmentative and alternative communication, as well as single case design and meta-analysis. Dr. Tincani's interest and focus includes individuals with autism spectrum disorder and individuals with intellectual disabilities. Most recently, he has narrowed his focus to include individuals with ASD that are maturing into adulthood. Dr. Tincani is well known for his research in improving language, academic, and independent living skills. He has focused on Skinner's verbal behavior, which is the topic of his work. His interest in training and development is evident in his work as a chairman of the Department of Teaching and Learning at Temple University. Some of his work, articles, and books. In my research, I concentrated on a number of articles and his recent book, Autism Spectrum Disorder in Adolescents and Adults, Evidence-Based and Promising Interventions. The journal articles that I review in depth include collaborative training and practice among applied behavior analysts who support individuals with autism spectrum disorder, education and training in autism and development disabilities, sexuality education for individuals with autism spectrum disorder, critical issues and decision-making guidelines, brief wait time to increase response opportunity and correct responding of children with autism spectrum disorder who display challenging behavior, using modified social stories to decrease disruptive behavior of a child with autism, focus on autism and other disabilities, systemic review of verbal operands in speech-generating devices, research from Skinner's analysis of verbal behavior. Dr. Tincani's work has been cited over 2,500 times since 2007. His most cited work include comparing the picture exchange communication systems and sign language training for children with ASD, effects of social stories and pro-social behavior of preschool children with ASD, and using modified social story to decrease disruptive behavior of a child with ASD. Summary of his work. The population that Dr. Tincani focuses on the most is individuals with autism spectrum disorder. Recently, his focus has narrowed to develop effective practices for individuals with ASD maturing into adulthood. Dr. Tincani also points out the need for better dissemination of Skinner's work in verbal behavior. In his book, Autism Spectrum Disorder in Adolescents and Adults, Evidence-Based and Promising Interventions, he explores various practices to support individuals with ASD. Each chapter is written by a leading expert. Topics include ASD in the context of family, looking at behavior interventions to promote communication, adaptive and vocational skills, and teaching and strategies. Throughout his work, Dr. Tincani identifies the need to continue to teach and educate individuals with ASD throughout their adulthood years. According to Tincani, we need to identify and diagnose ASD early and provide an excellent education, but learning and growth do not stop at a particular age. Dr. Tincani's work includes exploration of the need of sexual education for individuals with ASD and the critical issues and decisions that need to be considered. He explores the use of technology to improve language and communication skills for individuals with ASD and other intellectual disabilities. Various articles explore the use of smart devices as well as software such as ProLoquo and Bookmaker. As the chair of the Department of Teaching and Learning, Dr. Tincani is leading the preparation of programs for many professionals in special education. Some of his work include studies to train teachers and teachers on praise to behavior correction ratio in classroom settings, the effectiveness of brief functional analysis and brisker instructional pacing, and brief wait time to increase response opportunity and correct responding. An interview with Dr. Tincani. I was fortunate to have Dr. Tincani answer my email with some of my interview questions. Here is what he has to say. Dr. Tincani would like to be known for being a good teacher and a scientist. What is his impact on ABA thus far? Probably his former students and are his greatest impact. His advice on what we can learn and we can apply to our own careers is to go outside of the BCBA bubble. We can learn a lot from folks in professions, disciplines, and conceptual orientations that are not exactly our own. What does he believe his greatest impact is? He hopes his research has impacts how people interact with consumers in the field in some meaningful way. But that is probably too ambitious. Mostly he thinks that he can influence others' researchers and academics. What can we do to improve our field? Work as hard as we can to understand the research underlying the interventions you implement and teach others to implement them. If you have any ambition or desire, get a PhD. Don't just settle for a master's degree because it's all you need to be a BCBA. What role can artificial intelligence play in advancing the field of behavior analysis? It will play a meaningful role in helping to develop therapy guidance systems. Finally, what role do you think technology can play in improving ABA-based treatments? It's hard to think of an aspect that ABA-based treatments that is not impacted by technology. Data collection, data analysis, therapy guidance, communication, recreation, and leisure work are some of those. Why is his work important? Dr. Tincani's work emphasizes the use of both technology and behavior analysis to support individuals with ASD and other intellectual disabilities develop the skills they need to improve their quality of life. Technology could open many doors that were shut before. Dr. Tincani emphasizes on developing communication and other independent living skills, and are proven to become more and more important as individuals with ASD diagnosis are maturing into adulthood. There is a tremendous explosion in cases of children with ASD is well known and documented throughout the world, as his book points out. The need for behavior analysts to focus on techniques that support this population has become more and more important, as well as they're relevant as they see the need and the number of individuals with ASD is increasing exponentially. According to Dr. Tincani and Bondi, we need to identify and diagnose ASD early and provide an excellent education, but learning and growth do not stop at any particular age. By improving the skills necessary for independent living, increasing communication skills, and using technology, behavioral analysts and other professionals can provide individuals with ASD and other disabilities a chance to live a fulfilling life as they enter into adulthood and beyond. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy my presentation.